Hello, algebra students. Mrs. Hartlove here. I am happy to have you back for the semester or happy to have you in my class. I know that some of you are new to me, and that's okay, but we are going to have videos in our class that can help us to prepare for our day so that we are strong and can ask great questions and can do well and can get our lesson done. So each of our videos is going to be a shorter length, and we can go from there. So let's get started. Today, we're going to start talking about and reviewing some graphing. In last semester, we learned slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope. M stood for slope, and B stood for our y-intercept. It did not stand for any other, I don't know how to spell intercept. Well, you get the idea. So y-intercept. There we go. I don't want to take the time to fix it. Okay, there. So we learned how to graph using this form. And we learned how to graphing our y-intercept first. So after we identify our slope and y-intercept, so I write down my m and I write down what my b is, then I can plot the y-intercept. Then I'm going to use the rise over run, and I'm going to count either up or down. That would be my rise. And then I'm going to do my run. And remember, I always run to the right. Think of Mario running around in his game. Mario always jumps up and down, right? That would be our rise. And he always runs along a flat surface. So that's going to be our x-axis, so we do that well. And then we're going to draw our line using a ruler. So what does all that mean? Why is that important? We are going to be working on graphing, again, this whole chapter. I know that makes some of you nervous, but please don't let it make you nervous. If I'm looking at number 1 here, and I write down my general form, y equals mx plus b. So m is right there in that position. So what is my m? It's 2 over 3, right? Hopefully yours fits better on your line. And then what is my b? My b is in this position. Why didn't that change colors? Oh well. My b is in that position. And that is -4. Remember, we use that minus sign as a negative sign, okay? So now, our rules on page 1 there said, identify the slope and the y-intercept. We did that. Remember, our slope is always our rise over our run, okay? And our b is always our starting point. It's our starting point because, and we can remember that because B comes before M in the alphabet, we also have to have some place to move up and down from. And so I have to have some place to start. Which intercept is this? It's my y-intercept. So that's this axis. So if my number is negative, am I going to go up or down 4? I'm hoping you said down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a dot. Okay? And now from that dot, then I do my rise over my run. Those steps are on the first page of your notes. They are right there. Follow the steps every single time. Now my rise is what number? What number is on top? 2. So I'm going to go up 2 over 3. 1, 2, 3, and put a dot. And then I'm going to go up 2, and I'm going to go over 3. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put a dot. And I'm going to ask you to use a ruler to connect those. I don't have a ruler. So And my fancy line's not working. So I'm going to do my best to connect them well, nice and straight. Look at, I missed this line here. I missed going through the middle of that point. You want to go through the middle of your points. It will make your life much, much, much easier in this chapter. Okay, so that's how I graph when I have both a slope and a y-intercept. Well, what if I don't have that? What if I only have, oh gosh, there's no x here, right? So if I have mx plus b, is there an x term in this? No, there isn't. So since there's no x here, my m has got to be 0 because 0 times x is 0. My b then has got to be that 6. Good. So how am I going to graph that? I'm going to go through at number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put it up. And then I am going to go up 0 over 0. Up 0 over 0. So in other words, I am going to have myself a horizontal line. All right, but now look at this one. This one's really weird. It says x equals -2. I don't know what to do here. So x equals -2. If I graph that, that's going to be right here. Do I have a y-intercept? I don't. So my y-intercept is none. Do I have a slope? Do I have a rise over run? I don't. So this is going to be undefined. Remember, all of our slope intercepts are always y equals. Okay? So this is undefined. So again, that was our vertical line. And now we're all set. So just a quick review on graphing. All right? Now we're going to talk through some terminology. I am going to do one example with you in the notes, and then we are going to move on to doing stuff in class. Okay, a system of equations is when two lines work together, okay, on one graph. When two lines work together on one graph, what does that mean? Our solution or our answer is going to be determined when the two lines cross each other, and we're going to write our answer as an ordered pair, an x comma y. Okay? So I'm going to do one example with you. I am going to identify my m and my b for line number 1. So we'll take this as line number 1 and this is line number 2. So what's my m and my b for line number 1? -3 over 1 and 8. Okay, if you don't know where I got that from, you need to be asking a question when you get to class. My line 2 is 1 over 1 and -2. Okay, I need to graph these. So I'm going to start with line 1. I'm going to make that green. You know what? I'm actually going to do that in blue instead. So I'm going to start at 8, which is right. Nope, that's 7. 8 is right there. And then I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1, and that's my line. Okay, I'm going to draw my line when it's paused. Okay, I drew the line. I identified my m and my b in blue, so I started at -1 or -2, and I'm going to go up 1 over 1, and then I'm going to go up 1 over 1 again, and up 1 over 1 again, and I am going to look at that point and see where that falls. Okay, you will see that I've drawn that line, and I am going to look at where my solution is. I didn't want to do that just yet, I'm sorry. So if I'm looking at where my solution is, I am going to circle the point that my solution's at. So right there is where those two cross. See that? Okay. Now, I'm sorry. It doesn't cross exactly in between or on an integer. So you're going to have to estimate about where it is. So it crosses in between, let's see, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. It crosses in between 2 and 3 on my x-axis. So about halfway, right? So my x value is going to be 2.5. Okay? Oops, I didn't want to parentheses there. Okay? My y value, it's about up, it's in between these two, 0 and 1. So I would say about 0.5, and that's my answer. And I have one single solution here. There are nowhere else that those two lines cross each other, and so I have one single solution here. So one of the things you're going to have to answer is how many solutions you have, and then what that solution is. Don't just tell me how many solutions we have. That is not your answer. Your answer is this ordered pair here. Okay? So, if you would like to try number 2, 3, and 4, you are most certainly able to do so. But we are going to talk through those in class. So, God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow.